Welcome to the Temple of Flame. On today, Fate Black Lights, we take a look at this. And what this is from Melinda's, it's kind of been, in some respects, the year of Melinda's. I've done quite a number of different things from that company, actually, with their sort of their current expansion. This is one of two new sauces I saw come down the pipeline that I had not seen before. It is the Mexicana. So I thought this would be more like a regular taco sauce. Very clearly it is not. It's very loose, very runny. And so we take a look at the ingredient list here. Set your mouth on flavor. Just set your mouth on flavor. I don't care about the copy there. Okay, so we've got, now here is kind of where it's a question mark for me, because I've certainly had a lot of taco sauces in my time. I can't think of any of them that have ever started with cayenne. So we're starting with the cayenne pepper sauce, which is kind of what this resembles, not visually, but in looseness. We've got vinegar, salt, paprika, habanero pepper mash, xanthan gum, garlic powder, cumin powder, and a ground black pepper. So, let's see if we can find a recommend here. I mean, we're not going to be doing that recommend, but we'll see if we can find one. Okay. So, yeah, again, practically everything. This is why I wasn't really interested in the copy, because I was figuring it'd be something like that. This one, cocktails and popcorn, and it's like, okay, so why the Mexicana then? We didn't mean to pair it with any foods per se. I mean, look, this is going to water down popcorn. I mean, is that really what we're doing here? You know, if you put too much butter on there, you know, it gets soggy and gross and kind of slimy. That's almost what you're asking for here. I'm not doing popcorn, obviously, in this video, because I think that conceptually is nonsense. All right, let's take a peek here. The xanthan gum does smooth it out slightly. You can see it's got the xanthan gum jiggle to it as well. Definitely looks like it looks closer to a taco sauce, actually. There's different particulates in it. It is just very, very liquidy. Way too runny for a taco sauce in my view, but I mean, visually it looks fine. It's that sort of reddish brown that we have come to know, love, and expect from a taco sauce. But let's get into the flavor here. Boy. Oh, vinegar. Wow. So I'll be honest here. When I first initially understood kind of where they were going here, I was thinking this might wind up a lot more like the Texas Pete Sabor hot sauce, which there is, of course, a video and review for if you want to check that out. It is better than that. It is definitely a lot more well-rounded. Its roots as a cayenne pepper sauce, very forward though. But it does actually, there's not arbol in there, but it does sort of retain. This is what I think that other sauce was trying to get, actually, because this does retain sort of characteristics of both. In a lot of respects, it is like if you took a taco sauce and then doused it with a whole bunch of like a cayenne pepper sauce. I don't know why you would ever do that. Unless you really wanted to have sort of an astringency spike to your taco sauces. Like, I don't particularly want that. With taco sauces, I like to have fire roasted, but I like to have a sort of a lean into the sort of depth and sort of warm, comforting thing, the sort of so-called earthy tones that people refer to. I am not looking to balance or cut it with astringency like ever, for the most part. So in that respect, I found the concept of this just a little odd, I guess. So, I mean, Mexican inspired, Louisiana style, I guess might be a way to think of it, but it almost is a combination of those two. So I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this, actually, but one of the things, again, you know, I keep talking about this. One of the things is, you know, I am trying to be healthier and make a concerted effort to get more fiber and stuff. One of the things I found really, really useful is this thing right here, this Bird's Eye Power Blend. This is the Southwest style. They do have another one. Maybe that'll show up in a video someday as well, because neither of these things I find palatable without a sauce addition to them. But I'm gonna try to open this on up, and we'll throw it on in here. So this is mainly, so there's a lot of quinoa in there. A lot of people don't like quinoa, you know, because it can rip them up a little bit when it's exiting, which ironically enough is kind of the reason I like it, because I mean, I don't get ripped up, but it does, you know, it does help things. It does help things, and I'll take all the help I can get. So what else do we have in here? We have corn, black beans. It looks like bell peppers. Let me just stir it up here a little bit. I'll show you what it looks like in its natural form. And there you go. So it's got, yeah, I mean, it's basically, that's what it is a sort of Southwest quinoa bowl, but most stuff that is frozen, that comes in the frozen aisle, as this does, I don't like the flavor of. I feel like it almost always needs to be enhanced in some way or other. Actually, I guess I could get a little white point here. So I went to all that trouble to get a clear bowl. And the flavor of this particular one, I just, it's very muddy. It's very kind of bland. This sauce, however, it's also somewhat forceful. Like other sauces I put on there, and they get dampened by this stuff. So here's the one application where I really like this sauce. And that is just to throw it in here. And it adds a nice bit of flavor. But more importantly, it adds some very nice balance. So that I can get my quinoa in for the day. I think there's one of their other power. Oh yeah, there's brown rice in there too. So there's brown rice in there also. Honestly, the quinoa and brown rice aren't super distinguishable from each other. They just kind of go into this sort of mush. But the corn and the beans, the black beans, retain their forms pretty well. So that's kind of what gives you what texture there is in this. Yeah. Heat-wise, there's very little of that, so you can really use as much as you find necessary to sort of balance this flavor. Now, the downside is if I wasn't eating these, I don't know what I would use them on. Because I either binned or gave away the Texas Pizza Bologna sauce. I don't remember which now. I did not finish it though. This one is not that one note, happily. And they could do it in a pinch. You could throw it on maybe a salad a little bit. Kind of spruce it up a touch. I just, tacos, bean burritos, stuff like that. I never put cayenne style hot sauce on those because I just don't want that vinegar blast. And it is a touch hard to get away from that with this. And this, it's fine. I think my favorite Mexican style sauces are the ones that tend to be more versatile. Like if I can use the sauce as a straight enchilada sauce, for instance, it shouldn't be an enchilada sauce. But if I can use it in that way, we're in the money. Now, there is no meat in this, but let's just say you had some leftover taco meat. You could as easily just throw it on in. Good to go. So the power bowls, they're their own thing, but... And taco meat would be good to go with this. Just throwing it in here, like I said, this stuff is it's kind of unpalatable. Not kind of. It is unpalatable to me without a hot sauce. It's a very pedestrian flavor by itself. It almost it feels like it needs to be paired with something. And maybe that's their intent, I don't know. I know I definitely don't like it as a standalone. All right. Well, I'm pleased that I found a use for this. Let's be honest. I do like the sauce well enough. I probably would have slugged through it while wishing I had something else for tacos or bean burritos or whatever. I probably would have done that. I probably would have been like, damn, I wish I didn't. I wish I had something different. But that I can use it in this way, I think is pretty pleasant. I think probably, let's just say that I said, hey, I want to cook with this hot sauce. I think it probably would be fine because I would add other stuff to it, and I think that would probably come out okay. I think that probably would be the case. It is like there is enough of a vinegar hit here to notice it. Like you are not going to mistake this for like a packet of mild sauce at Taco Bell, for instance, right? You will not mistake this for that. This does have I mean, it's not very hot, but there is a slight degree heat more, among other things you would notice. But you will notice that this one is much more astringent and is not to level, I wouldn't say, of like a regular Louisiana style sauce, but it is more than you would normally get out of any taco sauce. So to me, that I think that really is kind of the best description. Is if you think of this as a 50-50, just a split between a Louisiana style cayenne sauce and a just a sort of taco sauce, I think you'll about have where this one lies. It is, I think, okay for what it is. It's their take on that. They do a lot of other styles. I guess this one I don't know if there is a regular taco style from them. I mean, there might be, but maybe that's just what they tried to do, and they said, "Hey, what if we do this?" Because there's a lot of other Cajun cayenne style sauces out there that are trying variations. So I'm guessing that's kind of where they tried to enter into it. And I mean, for all that, it's acceptable. You could make, I think, probably some pretty decent ramen noodles with this as well. You're putting hot sauce in the noodles before you cook them in the microwave. The old bachelor trick there. I think this would be fine for that as well. So I don't really have a problem with this. It just isn't really, it's not what I want with a Mexican style sauce. And I honestly, I have very firm division lines in my head about how I want those to be. So, and that just might fall into that. But if you are looking for a bit more astringency in that type of sauce, this is probably a pretty good place to look. And we'll just leave it right there. So that was the Melinda's Mexicana hot sauce. Number 4. In peace. To serve the flame.